friends, it's Nancy. I picked up a couple of lots at an estate auction yesterday, and the 4 lots were office, kitchen, sewing, and bridge cards. This family must have been huge bridge players. Anyway, so I've just sorted through the office stuff, what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to toss, and I did toss quite a lot, but that's okay. So they must have been really big travelers because they kept a lot of hotel stationery. So this is, I guess this is probably a German hotel. Lots of little notebooks, Holiday Inn. This is from Sault Ste. Marie. Frankenmuth. I've been to Frankenmuth. Vagabond Hotels. Hilton Inn. I'm guessing this one is also German. Oh, these are envelopes that have an address on the back. And that actually is the address of... Let's see if I can find it. Here. This doctor. There's a pad of... a prescription pad. And look at the phone number. So these 3 envelopes came from that doctor. Copenhagen. Hanover. The Washington Hilton. Switzerland. Armada. Dunphy Hotels, Mayflower Hotel in Los Angeles, and Waterloo Lutheran University. Well, it's not called that anymore. It's University of Waterloo. So, this is just a pad of days of the week, and it just fell apart. It actually has a tear, a perforated tear line there. But I thought these might be fun in a journal. There was this old wrapping paper. So this is an embossed paper. I see stripes back there that I think maybe the stripes came off this paper. And then there's all of this tissue paper. So for sure I can make use of that. She must have had quite a correspondence because there was a zillion cards and envelopes, a few vintage stationery. This didn't have any matching paper, but those envelopes, they look like little forget-me-nots. This one's pretty. It has an embossed rose. This one has a big orange flower on it. This one's a rainbow one. Does that look familiar? Kelly and Catherine. Lots of notepads. So just, you know, some index cards, some writing pads. Oh, I wanted to keep that. This is also a little notebook. Oh, this is a little card. It's called the dough tray, and here's some Dutch sticky buns. So put that there. Another old and yellow notepad. This one's got sort of like a paisley on it. Look at this oldie. Moldy oldie. Airmail. This one says Scotty White Vellum, so it must be pretty thin. So there's all those notepads. Here's some more stationery pads. This one, these are mostly plain, but they've got a little Christmas image there. And there's another Santa Claus. I found this ruler in there. I think that's got some age. And here's an old box of reinforcements. I think I can make something out of this box. Oh, here, I never saw one of these before. So this is an aerogram. So you would write your message and then seal it up. So that was an interesting find. Got some, these are thin, like tissue paper thin. These ones are a little hardier in terms of airmail envelopes. Got some more colored envelopes. The white ones I've got ready to go in, well, some of them are already in tea soaking. This was in a envelope. So it's a doily. And then there was this tissue paper doily underneath it. So that's different. Some vintage cards. That's a cutie right there. And it's one of those ones that opens up. Here's some old thank you cards. This one I thought sort of reminded me of Holly Hobby. This is cute with the monkey. And it opens up and there's a story. Here's another get well soon card. These are little gift books from Hallmark. So I thought I might look at that and see if there's any pictures I wanted to use. This one is an Ideals, and I know I've used this before. And it has some kind of cool pictures in there. That's pretty. And there's another one. And these cards, I'm not a big fan, but I do like these sort of Victorian looking images, so I'm going to put those in my pile of fussy cuts. There was some other cards that I thought, I don't really care for the card, but I would cut that image out. This one's actually on a like foam. Thought these were kind of cute too, so I will do some cutting of those. Some other cards, I've just been tearing them apart, and I'm going to cut them into like a tag size and then put them away just for the purposes of collaging and making tags. So that is all of the office stuff. What I didn't want, and there was a lot of pens, magnifying glasses, scissors, all kinds of supplies. I put them in a box out on my boulevard here, and somebody else is going to make use of them because they're gone. All right, hold on. We'll move forward with the next lot. I thought I'd bring you back just to talk about sorting a bit. So the smaller cards I cut down to 3x5. The larger cards I cut down to 4x6. So I've got a lot of tag bases or journaling card bases. And what I like to do, I mean, that I could just leave like that, but I'm not going to. So I'll just grab some paper here from my pile of stuff. And I have a smaller tear ruler. Here it is. So I made this myself out of a little 6-inch ruler and just snapped off bits. So I've cut the little tips off there to make a tag shape. Wow, Nancy. I'm just using glue stick. I'll trim that to the edge at a later time. Just want to make sure it's all covered. Okay. Oops. And that'll go right there. Well, I could go this way. I think I'll just, so I don't measure that incorrectly and end up with a piece too small. This one's got some handwriting on it. There we go. Now, I'm just going to trim this. And this one, I'm going to finish that off with that. We need something else. I think this is, I'm not sure what this is, but nonetheless, we are going to use it. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. I've got tea brewed and it's out there right now, drying up. Just heard a motorcycle go by. Yeah, some of the envelopes that I got in my auction haul, I have tea dyed and they're outside right now drying. Okay, so we have 2 tags. Now I can stitch around them. I can add like lined paper to the back so that you have a writing spot. I can move some of this stuff. I think I have a little fussy cut here. I could like something like that. I would ink it up and remove some of that window. Could throw on some lace. Here's a little photo. So there's lots of ideas to embellish. Got this dancing couple. I could put them on there. So that's all I wanted to show you with that. Now let's get back to what we were doing. Next up was kitchen. So there is a lot of vintage, this one's 1939 recipe books in here. Also some handwritten things. Yeah. Yep, there's some more. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to need to sort through. The care and feeding of sourdough. And look, there's a whole bunch of little paper. Might be interesting things in there. This one I thought, well, I don't know, but it's all full of little booklets. 40 famous meatless meal recipes from Kraft. So there's a bunch of little booklets in there to go through. I don't know what's in there. This one I know has got some age. I've got a couple of these. Potatoes. 1946. So there's little advertisements in there. Eagle brand. This one looks 1928. This one's about the uses of salt. There's these little ones in here. Cocktails. There's a whole bunch of wine ones. Like this one, I thought, is this a religious tract? What is this? No, Canadian Wine Institute. This is from 1954. And has little, this one has little Christmas craft ideas in it. This one is how to make candles. This one's from the Centennial. But again, it has little papers and things shoved into it. I liked this because it has these little envelopes in it. And I thought those might be fun for a journal, to use these little envelopes. And of course, there's recipes tucked in there. There's two like that. This one is I'm not seeing a date, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was 40s. There's our first aid. Here's one of those 5-ring binder jobs. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. No, oh, here's another one that has those 1992 has envelopes. And then there's this one. I love the cover. It's fabric. Uh, 1973. These make really good journal cards and stuff. There's also this bag of newspaper clippings. So I'll have to go through that. And trying to move stuff. And there was no cards in this, but here's an empty one of those recipe card boxes. I love these for storing. And I haven't got too deep into this one yet, but I've got this wooden recipe box, and it has something about curtains. Just some different notes and chocolate fudge. And these big index cards. And then other little booklets and clippings. So there might be some really fun stuff in there. I'll have to go through it carefully. So that was the kitchen. There was also a bunch of other cookbooks, like microwave cookbooks and, older cookbooks that not old enough to be good, but old enough that, nah, I'm not going to make anything in here. So those went out on the boulevard. I think somebody has picked those up. All right, let's move on to the next thing. All right, this is a little more complicated. So this is the sewing bunch. There was a lot of fabric that I just tossed. It went right in the garbage. I didn't put it out for on the boulevard or anything, but there's a couple interesting things. Look at these gorgeous little embroidery scissors. I don't see a marking on them anywhere, but they are beautiful. Measuring tapes, little sewing kits. It's this rhinestone buckle that's been bent. There are buttons and pins and all kinds of interesting stuff in here. So I will have to go sort through all of this. And there's this pin cushion, has these little dolls on them. They must have brought these home from Portugal or something. They look Portuguese. I might take this apart and see if I can wash it. It's kind of interesting. There's this tin, Take the Home Sweet Home. And it's got this cute little pin, needle pin thing. So it has these little, I think they're felt flowers stitched on there, and there's a little snap that holds it closed, and some sort of like a, I don't know, sort of a silky kind of thing. And it's all embroidered, and it just folds up like that and snaps closed. Isn't that cute? Lots of hand sewing needles. Can always use those. And then a lot of embroidery floss. So this lady was into smocking. So there's lots of books and patterns in here about smocking. And just seeing if there was a date on here. $1957. But these little paper bags are fun. Here's an old Zeller's one. But this is all full of transfer paper for smocking. Like it has the little dots that you would use. This has got some fabric and I don't know what all's in here. There's some more. This I haven't seen before. This brand is Corticelli. And it doesn't feel like regular cotton floss. I don't know. So there's probably some interesting bits and pieces in there. This McCall's pattern, the date on it was 1936. So there's some fun stuff there. And this, I imagine she was making a cushion. So this is a Trip Around the World is what it's called. And then this one, this is made with feed sack fabrics, and it is beautiful handwork. Absolutely exquisite handwork. The basting stitches haven't been removed yet, but the applique is done with the yellow embroidery floss. I don't know if you can see those tiny stitches. And it looks like at one time there was some lines sewn through here, and then those stitches were removed. So, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, and there was this great shopping bag. Who can't use another one of these? Right? Always use another shopping bag. All right, so that's all the sewing stuff. Next up was the bridge tally cards and things. So let's get a move on there. This is a vintage Sony radio, and it works. So it has a clock and an AM radio. Does it have FM? I don't think so. I think it's just an AM radio. These little tally cards, they're just cute as the dickens. but I hate the yarn. So I feel like I will be removing the yarn and replacing the yarn with something else. So there's 8 of those. These ones, these are for court whist. I've heard of whist. Never played it. I think it's sort of like euchre. So I think there's 4 yellow ones and 3 blue ones or something like that. These are from the 60s. These are from the Royal Bank. So she has quite a few of those. That one's pretty much gone, but the rest of them are pretty full. These are some little tally cards with a cat on them. And another bridge score pad and a couple of decks of cards. There's a couple of decks of cards in there. This is a giant score pad. It's just plain paper, it's not printed. But what I liked about this was that I like the fabric, so I think I'm going to cut this apart and try to reclaim some of that fabric. Bridge tally. And then, oh, this is from the Royal Bank. Here's some more of those cat ones. There's 2 decks of cards with cats. These score pads, I think there's these 4 of these little books. And what's this? Oh, it's just a sort of the outside of a pad. These are tally sheets. This one has a butterfly. This one has knitting yarn. Isn't that cute? This one is Christmas. I've got 2 of those. So that was kind of a fun little haul. These 2 packs of cards, well, they're nothing to write home about, but I could use them to make something, maybe. I could. So there is that. There's a picture frame that's missing. I'm going to go have one more look for that picture frame I wanted to show you, but if it's not there, I will not be returning. So let's go have a look. And if I don't come back, thanks so much for joining me today. We'll talk to you again soon.